All right, your turn. Ask me a question.
Okay. How much of your sexual energy you think goes into your work? I mean, let me ask you. Let me put it this way: do you think that when you're really writing at a full pace, do you think that you have sublimated in some way a sexual energy into the work?
I think it's more of a redirection of sexual frustration, or
Sexual frustration.
I don't know. So much, my writing is pretty much my, just the reflection of my life completely. And when I'm not getting any, there's something to write about because I'm not getting any, and I want to. When I am getting some, there's something to write about because I am getting something, and it's wonderful or it's horrible, and there's always something there. But no matter what, there's always an energy to tap in there, to tap into, because no matter what writing comes from, no matter which of the sexual frustrations influence the writing, I can always tap back into it when I'm performing that piece or reading that piece or even writing that piece. I can always go back and just feel that moment again and try to capture it in the words once more.
And do you do much rewriting in your work?
I didn't used to. I used to feel that it was purest when it first came out, and I would change a few words here and there. But as time went by, I'd find that many times I'd write a line here and there or a stanza, something just scattered out throughout various notebooks over periods of time, and I'd go back and I could see how they would all tie together, and I could bring them together into one piece. And I do rewrite a bit more now than I ever did in the past, because now I see it as being, the first draft is usually kind of like the diamond in the rough. It needs shaped a little bit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Or I'll look back and I'm like, well, here are you referring to this person as he, and then later on I started talking to him in the first person. It's like, I need to change that around. And I've become more grammatically aware about my writing.
Well, I work more in the first person. I feel I somehow become very centered, very focused in the first person. It's like a megaphone,
Mm-hmm.
and I can speak through it. When I'm doing third person, I think I'm removed from the experience the characters are having. Of course, a lot of the stuff, like you can't sleep in a car in Hollywood, began from certain images that the hero in there was inside of a restaurant paying a check, and he sees a girl through the window of the restaurant applying makeup and checking her eyes and her face, and she doesn't see him. And that led to him having remembered her from an old streetcar down in Los Angeles, where, like an historical place, where he had taken photographs. Just accidentally she was in the shots. But none of that survived and appears in the final book at all, because it just led me along the way, and I do a lot of rewriting. I mean, I'll do a lot of rewriting. However, there are scenes and sequences that, boom, it just comes out, and it just lays in there, and I might change and make some corrections, but overall it really works, and it works strong and good. But the concepts change as it goes, as the characters become real for me, and live in my brain and live inside me. Where was I going?
I'm not sure. But I think your point about the first person, I think that's why, to me, your books seem so autobiographical, because they are from the first person. And it's very easy to see you as that main character, as the author, as presenting this part of his life that happened.
Well, Fetish Blonde maybe more so, because he's a little bit older.
Well, even You Can't Sleep in a Car in Hollywood. And when I was reading that book, that's when I first really started to feel that my own life is like being scripted in a Gilmore novel. But I just identified a lot with that character in many ways, because I also do photography. And just the way that you described him, like he's in the middle of the fight with his girlfriend, and suddenly he's like, stop, don't move, I need to take your picture. that happens to me every day. I'm like, oh my God, I wish I had my camera because the lighting is just hitting, it's just...
Yeah.
And your treatment of Joey the transsexual in that book was one of the best I've ever seen. It was the realest I've seen a transsexual being portrayed. And even the sex scenes between the two of them, the main character, what's his name, Eli?
Eli,
Eli,
yeah.
right. Overcoming his own fears of being with this person who he's seeing outwards as a woman but knows was a man and still has the male genitalia, and his overcoming of that to the point where he even has oral sex with them and then later throws up. It's just so wonderful. And seeing the development between the two of them to the point where they're probably the most confused people in the book, and at the end they turn out to be the most normal. They're the only ones that look like they're going to have some sort of happy ending. Eli maybe not, but
yeah.
Joey's getting his life going.
Oh yeah, very, very clearly so.